You know, the trouble with people like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, they used to get in their own way on every single facet of their lives, right? They think, as we know with Meghan, you know, I'm going to announce you as you walk in the room. And suddenly, oh, there is, of course, the Duchess of Sussex. And you, as a mere journalist, are supposed to be marvelled at, right? I remember interviewing an actress many years ago called Sienna Miller. And Sienna Miller's career never really took off. Her main claim to fame, really, was the fact that she was the girlfriend at the time of Jude Law. And she milked it for all it was worth, right? Very pretty girl, not a bad actress, but had a huge chip on her shoulder. And when I went to interview her, and, you know, we went down to do what they call a piece to camera. Oh, look at that, the journalist is on his knees begging for my forgiveness. You know, these people live and breathe wanting to be in the paper. I've never forgotten it, because now Sienna Miller is popping up showing off her latest baby bump on the red carpets, because guess what? Desperate for attention and a lot older now. Not, of course, the first flush of blonde sex symbol, as it were. You see how this works. This is the same with Meghan and Harry. And behind the scenes on that Stephen Colbert show, a disaster really struck that Harry could not have foreseen. As ever, let me explain. Morning chums, nice to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time today, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's nice to have your company. You know what I mean with people? I've never forgotten that with Sienna Miller, because, you know, she was pleasant in every interview, don't get me wrong, but, you know, always bleating on about journalisms and how they're intruding her life. This is a woman who parked a car 4 blocks away from the stage door of the theatre so that the paparazzi that she knew were there could get the required shots of her looking stressed, and people, oh, no. Now, as I say, 20 years or whatever it is down the line, suddenly she's decided that no, she now wants to be in the paper showing off. You see, and this is the problem. Harry now is a micro celebrity appearing on a failing chat show over in the US. Stephen Colbert, if you didn't know, has been fired, and the bottom line is he wraps up in May next year. The rumours are, as I told you, that he may go off on his own and start up his own production company. Always risky, because these shows cost a lot of money. My fear is what will happen to the Ed Sullivan Theatre, you know. It's a really nice sort of place in New York, a lot of history, as you can imagine. And the bottom line is really that Harry, as I say, popped up, thought he was going to do this great fun thing with Stephen Colbert. Many people are not overly keen on Mr. Colbert in the industry, and as I say, I've had dealings with him myself and his production team. I'm not surprised they fired him, and I'm not surprised that they've decided to axe the show. It's a very costly event for a minimal audience. You might say, well, people might watch it online, but there's your problem. Now, one of the most explosive things that happened on that was when Harry decided to be very disrespectful to the President of the United States, a country of which he is a guest in. I mean, you know, you couldn't be that dumb, could you? You know, if you're a guest in whatever country, whether it's, I don't know, the beautiful place that is Paris, or, you know, I don't know, Bali, Honolulu, anywhere in the world, you are respectful of that country. You have to be, simply because they're being nice to you and allowing you to stay. But Harry, you see, not too bright, and clearly thinks he can say and do what he wants. Remember, he said those words, not the host. So Meghan, who co-wrote the script, allegedly, you know, planted those words in front, right? So that she does not like President Trump. And rightly so. Some people might say he said things about her. She's obviously being unkind about him. It's got back to him, end of. However, when the booing started, when Harry, remember, said something about, I already hear that you elected a king, that didn't go down well, and visibly shocked Harry, because he just thought he was, you know, he liked, people loved him, and whatever he said would work, you know, the sort of thing. What then happened was, at the taping of the show, remember, it's not live, Harry was dismayed to find that behind the scenes, they were going to take this out, you know, replace the booing with cheers. And this is where Harry is not right. CBS dare not tamper with anything in their remit of what they're doing now, simply because, you know, they would not dare. Remember, it then went on to say, as Harry pointed out, a baseless lawsuit. It wasn't baseless, and consequently the President of the United States won against that national network for obvious reasons. But Harry, as I said, thought this would be removed and that wouldn't go out in the way it was. But then people pointed out to Harry, well, we couldn't, you know, we have to go with what they say. Harry couldn't allegedly quite compute why people were booing him. I mean, it's Prince Harry. Laughable fun, Prince Harry looking for a job in a Hallmark movie. What's the problem? The reality bit home when he saw the backlash as his team presented it to him and said, this is what people are saying. And again, only then does the light bulb go on in Prince Harry's mind, thinking, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But equally, maybe you should have reread the script and thought, does this bode well? Are this audience for Trump or against Trump? Or will they simply not like you bashing the President of the United States in a country that you're simply a guest in? You see what I mean now? Neil Sean, Kensington, London.